Formula One legendary retiring jockey Yuichi Fukunaga. We've got two more here, Frankie Dettori and Joao Moreira, both on their farewell tours of the world, have gone head-to-head in the International Jockeys Challenge here tomorrow evening. Good morning to you both. Great to see you both here.
Good morning.
And Frankie, you've had a remarkable spell recently over in America. Just how much have you enjoyed what's been going on in California and your time in Gulfstream?
Yeah, it's been overwhelming. I didn't expect it to do so well, especially some great riders at Santa Anita. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Getting lots of support from all sorts of variety of trainers. So yeah, it's going well.
You announced your retirement, or pending retirement in December. Was the Saudi Cup meeting one that you always wanted to include in your schedule for your final year?
I'll be totally frank. They actually asked me. And yeah, look, I've been coming here for 30 years, so I'm part of the furniture, and I know most of the trainers. So yeah, I'm riding with some great jockeys, so I'm honored to be asked, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Basically is the appetizers before the big one Saturday. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
And if you've been coming here 30 years, you must have seen a huge change in racing in Saudi Arabia in that time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in the day, we used to race the track in the city center, and this track's been built, I mean, I'm not so sure, I think about 15 years. So very much like the footprint of Belmont in New York. It's not the first time that I said it. I think it's the best dirt track that I've ever ridden. Is kinder than other dirt tracks that I've rode throughout the world. So for example, you saw Sharif, a turf horse, winning the World Cup 2 years ago. So it does open things up a bit for grass horses. And yes, I really enjoy riding here. And the place is getting bigger and bigger. The Saudi Cup has found a good slot in the international racing. And yeah, it just shows you the caliber of horses will arrive this week. So it's going to be pretty mental, really.
And people may look at you, Frankie, having such a good spell, a four-timer, I think, last Saturday. It's in California, and just wonder, especially on the back of the last couple of seasons with the success you've had with the Gostons, why choose now to say, that's it, I'm going to open up a new chapter?
Well, I gave myself a year to do my last farewell. Started off, I mean, I'm in Santa Anita for just because I was asked to go. I usually spend my winters in Dubai, and I will do the European program, and then Ascot should be my last one in England, and then possibly the Breeders' Cup could be my last, or I don't know if some Melbourne Cup or other things will materialize, but basically this year is my last. I will be 53 in December, and I want to finish at the top. And yeah, it's very hard to choose the right moment. My heart wants to carry on, but I want to have another life after racing.
And Joe, as well, welcome along to Saudi Arabia. You must be thrilled to be here alongside Frank. I'm sure you've ridden against many times as well in the Jockeys Challenge Friday.
Yeah, Frankie is, I don't know if I have mentioned that publicly in the past, but Frankie has always been my idol. Been sitting next to here, I feel very small, but at the same time, I feel proud of it. It's sad to know that this is his last year, but we are very proud of being able to see and riding with him and see what this guy is capable to. So no doubt that I'm looking forward to sit on the horses back and ride once again with him on Friday and also on Saturday.
And you're also sort of doing your world tour, your final lap, if you like. Was Saudi Arabia somewhere you very much wanted to come and experience before you stop riding?
Well, it's something ongoing, big. I mean, if you had asked me maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't even know where it's in the map. But apparently, as time has been going by, it's going bigger and recognized, and horse racing here has become more and more popular. When I came over here and I started looking around, and I realized that it is such a big thing. Everybody else has their hands on to make it happen in the best way as possible. And so far, I'm being very impressed with what I've seen so far.
And I guess a similar question to Frankie as well. I mean, you've had big wins in Hong Kong, Japan, Brazil, Singapore. Why now have you decided to to call time on the career?
It's not me. Of course, I still enjoy riding very much. I love the horses. I can't see myself away from the horses. But I don't know if everybody knows, but I have developed some health issue, which is pretty much related to my hip joint. A lot of people think that I can just go there and do the hip replacement, but it's being recommended by the doctor not to do it quite now. However, I've been dealing with a great deal of pain, and that's actually put me psychologically in a spot which I wouldn't want to be. So I decide to just do it in my terms. I'm not doing it quite now. I might have maybe another year and a half to go, or
Okay.
two, and that's gonna give me a chance to really enjoy this international tour that I have planned.
For a particular race, anywhere in the world that you'd like to try and get under your belt before you do stop riding?
Well, I go with the flow. More than happy to just enjoy what I'm experiencing in Saudi now, and I'm quite excited and looking forward to ride on the weekend.
And looking back through your career, are there particular moments or rides of horses that have been particularly special to you?
There is plenty of horses and people that actually has got into my life and showed them their character in good and bad ways. There is always people influence, which I would call more important than anything else. But if you want me to name a horse, no doubt Abel Friend is a horse that actually has got a place in my heart, because he actually won races, very important races in ways that I never expect to sit up on top of a horse with so much talent. And maybe when I won those two big races in Dubai 2014, Alcohol and the other one, I can't remember the name of the race, but forgive me for that. But that race meeting would be one of the most important for me, I would say.
And I guess you've both got similar claims to fame. You went 8 out of 8, then you won there in Singapore, and you've got your Magnificent 7. Very similar
Very
events.
long time ago.
But similar to you, Frankie, looking back through your career, the Magnificent 7, a massive achievement. But what would stand out to you? I mean, the Derby was one race you always wanted to manage to win. You did that with Authorised.
Yeah, all the races that you mentioned, obviously, I've got some great champions, and we can stay there all day talking about every race I won. But it's been 36 years of really enjoying myself with some very talented horses. So I'm very lucky.
And looking ahead to Saturday, you both got rides in the Saudi Cup. Cafe Pharaoh for you, Joe, a dual February stakes winner. How would you assess that horse's chances on the one-turn mile and one?
Being realistic, this is probably one of the strongest races on the dirt in the world. It's being offered a very high price money that attracts the best horses. However, this horse that I'll be riding, has impressed me on track work. I was on him yesterday, and seeing on such a massive kind of a horse, which you can't appoint anything as a fault on the horse, that would be taking you into the race with plenty of confidence. I know that we're challenging good horses, but at the same time, I'm quite faithful in regards to the horse performing at his best and being right there with him.
And Frankie, with Country Grammar, a horse you're 2 from 2 on. He was second in the race last year. Lots of strands coming in here. That it's Country Grammar, it's Ewan Baffert, Amazadam as well, the owner, a local man as well. You must have quite high hopes for him on Saturday.
He's very solid. He never runs a bad race, but touch wood, doesn't start now. Yeah, I was second last year. He's tough. He has traveled before, so that's a plus. Yeah, I mean, he's solid. I'd be foolish to say that I'll be confident, but I'm very pleased to ride him, and as you know, he's going to give his best.
You rode him in the Dubai World Cup and the San Antonio on Boxing Day out of Santa Rita. Did he still give you the same sort of feel that he did early on in the year?
Yeah, he did. I'll be honest with you. Yes, he did. Bob and Zidane, they skipped the classic because obviously would have been a tough task to beat the good horse. So it's been basically aimed for these 2 races, this one and Dubai. So this was always the plan, and we got 48 hours to go, and let's hope everything stays in one piece and goes well.
And what did you make of his stablemate Tabor? You're out there when he won on Boxing Day as well.
He's also very solid. He's got little mileage on the clock, so he's a horse. I feel that he's still improving, and he'd be thereabouts too.
And this horse could end up being quite special to you. You've got Dubai World Cup win under your belt, could have a Saudi Cup win, and he could possibly be your final rider from the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Yeah, look, Martin, I'm just thinking one race at a time. Let's get Saturday over and we'll see. You know, they animals, and things can go wrong, and so I don't look at the future too much. Let's try to put a good performance on Saturday.
Okay, let's open to the floor. Any questions for Frankie or for Joe? I'll get a microphone to you and get one down to the second right here.
Yeah, I have two questions for Dettori. I would like to know, between Dubai Millennium, Enable, and Golden Horn, who's the best horse you ever ride? And the other questions, after the gate open, some jockey maybe could change the plans independent of the race. There is any chance after the season start, Dettori will change his decision?
And the first one of the three great champions, obviously I loved Enable for what she did to my career. And Dubai Millennium and Golden Horn, they were two amazing racehorses. I don't want to be biased to any of those three because they were champions in their own right. So it's a very hard question to answer. And at the moment, the plan is still to stop at the end of the season. I'm sure I'm going to get asked a million times before, but that's it.
Yeah, another one on the second row.
Yes, the question about what the next step.
My next step, I'm got my eye on working in the media side, in racing, obviously. Yeah, that's the road that I'm thinking of taking. Possibly doing other things, you know, maybe buying a few horses and as a blockstock agent, something like that. So, but I'll have a couple of months to sit back and look at the whole picture, but that's my idea at the moment.
No trainer.
No trainer, no. I'm not.
And what about
the patience?
What about you, Joe, as a next career? What would your thoughts be on where you might go next?
I was also thinking about, but I've been offered to take the Jockey Academy in Brazil, pass on all this knowledge that I was able to absorb all these years to the new generations of jockeys. At the moment, that's the only options that what I'm considering, but that's not decided yet. And I still got a bit of time left, and I just want to concentrate on riding for the time being.
Any more questions?
Yes, Frankie, this is your last season this year, and if you have to choose to win the richest race here in Arabia or the Kentucky Derby in America, which would you choose?
I like to win in both, actually. I'm not greedy, but
You can use Joker.
they're two great races. One offers a tremendous amount of money, and the other one is perhaps the most famous race in the world. So they're both great races.
Okay, just one more. We've got a microphone to the far left-hand side.
For Frankie, you was an icon for the horse racing business and people during last 3 decades, maybe more, a little more. So what do you feel about to be an icon, to be so much important people for the horse racing world?
It's only just sinking in now that I'm stopping, really. I've never thought about it. Since I announced my retirement, I've been overwhelmed by the warmth of the people, in and out of racing, and that's the bit that I will miss. But I only just started off as a young kid with a dream to be a good jockey, and I think I've pretty much succeeded. And like I said, you know, it's been a great journey, and everybody's been so nice. So nothing else.
Jeff, go on. One more.
Given a appraisal of each other's skills, what were you, what did Joe, what is Frankie best at? Can you just give us an idea?
Well, listen, I've been watching Joe from the you know, the other side of the world. You know, he's amazing, smashed Singapore for years, and again, his record speaks to itself in Hong Kong. He broke every record that were in front of him, and an amazing rider. So I'm very honored to be riding with him too.
I mean, talking about Frankie, as I said initially, that he's been an inspiration to all of us riders. Describing Frankie's skills, that is plenty, but the one that highlights to me is the way how he sits on the horse and the length of his arms when he pushes the horses out. To me, is very impressive. People may sometimes compare the length of my arm and my hands with his, which not sure if that makes much of a difference, but I mean, that makes him look very impressive on the horse's back. So being more specific about Frankie's skills, I would describe it his capability of taking the best out of every single horse that he used to ride, that he's riding, better say. No doubt that we are going to miss that talent out there on the track.
Good stuff. Well, best of luck with Cafe Faro Country Grammar. We look forward to seeing you in the Jockeys Challenge tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of the day. Frankie Dettori, Joe Moreira.
Thank you.